Lila and the Kingdom Beneath the Leaves, a gentle fantasy adventure for dream-filled hearts. Chapter 1. The Strange Little Girl. Lila was different. While other children played tag, jumped rope, and laughed together, Lila preferred to sit alone at the forest's edge, gently touching wildflowers and whispering to the soft grass. She had a habit of talking to trees, naming clouds and listening to the murmurs of the wind. Her mother often said, "You need real friends." But how could she explain that flowers and trees were real friends too? Her parents were divorced. Her father had left with the bedtime fairy tales, and her mother was always busy, distant. The forest became Lila's second home. There she never felt alone. Then one afternoon, as sunlight streamed through the trees, a tiny bell rang from beneath the oldest oak, and a mossy green doorway creaked open. Chapter 2. The Doorway and the Tiny World. A fairy appeared, no bigger than Lila's finger, with shimmering wings like the surface of a still lake. "My name is Talia. The kingdom beneath the leaves is fading. Queen Seraphina has been imprisoned in the Root Spire Tower. The darkness, umbre, is swallowing the forest. We need someone with a pure heart to save her." Lila, unafraid, simply nodded. As she stepped through the doorway, her body shrank to the size of a mushroom, and a vibrant world bloomed before her, where flowers were castles, ants were knights, and roots became twisting mazes. Chapter 3. The Root Maze First Trial. Lila entered the root maze, where every path shifted like a living creature. The glowing roots could guide or ensnare. A voice echoed from deep underground. "Little one, to go on, answer 3 riddles. Fail, and you shall sleep beneath the earth forever." 3 shadowy paths opened, each holding a riddle. Riddle 1. A mother has 3 children. All were born on the same day, at the same hour, in the same year. Yet they are not triplets. How? Lila thought, remembering her father's old logic games. They were born on the same day, hour, and year, but to different mothers. The woman is a stepmother or adoptive mother. Voice. Clever, but that was only the beginning. Riddle 2. A room with no windows, no vents. A single candle burns. Inside are a mirror and a wooden table. How do you escape? Lila smiled. I look in the mirror and see what I hope. I take the hope, slice the table, and make an axe of hope. Then I break down the wall and walk out. Voice. Chuckling. Absurd, but acceptable. Proceed. Riddle 3. I belong to you, yet others use me more than you do. What am I? My name, Lila said instantly. Silence. Then the roots uncoiled to reveal a cocoon. Inside, a boy with forest green eyes and skin kissed by leaf light. I'm Finn, he said softly. I lived here. I was Queen Seraphina's friend. I tried to protect her, but got trapped. Lila offered her hand. He took it. Finn became her first friend in this leaf-sized world, and the first to never laugh at her imagination. Together, they continued, not only to save the queen and the kingdom, but to rescue the forgotten parts of themselves. Chapter 4. The Silent Pool, Second Trial. Hand in hand, Lila and Finn reached the silent pool, where all sound vanished. Every word, every breath, was swallowed by the air. A young water dragon thrashed helplessly in tangled black weeds, fear in its eyes. They couldn't speak, couldn't signal clearly. But when Lila placed her hand over her heart, where it beat steady and soft, Finn understood. He gave her a drop of memory, stored deep inside him by the queen. Lila mixed it with a crystal Talia had given her, pouring it into the pool. Light shimmered across the water. The dragon dissolved into a silver lotus, blooming wide, revealing the next path. They said nothing, but they trusted, completely. Chapter 5. The Thorncoil Bridge, Third Trial. They walked on until they reached the Thorncoil Bridge, woven from living vines and sharp thorns. Each step tested not their strength, but their emotions. Lila walked first. The bridge held firm. But when fear crept in, what if I fall? What if Finn falls because of me? The thorns lashed upward, brushing her ankles. Finn followed. Doubt bloomed. I'm not strong enough. The vines flung him into the void. Lila screamed. She caught his hand just in time. Her other hand reached for the queen's crystal pin, the one Finn always carried. If she believed in you, she whispered, so do I. Finn held on. The thorns withdrew. Together they crossed. Beneath their feet, light danced like dew on morning grass. Chapter 6. The Battle and the Forgiveness. The forest widened, and ahead stood the twisted tower. From its roots, Umbre rose. It was a creature of grief and abandoned memories, with broken wings and hollow, stormy eyes. Its roar was not rage, but heartbreak. As it lunged toward Lila, a new fairy appeared, Alaris. She offered them the crystal tear, born of memory, forgiveness, and friendship. Lila and Finn held the tear, not to fight Umbre but to embrace it. Light poured out. Umbre didn't shatter, it softened. It faded, piece by piece, into silver dust that fell like rain. Queen Seraphina was free. Chapter 7. The Return. The queen embraced them.
You saved me, but more than that, you saved yourselves.
She gave Lila a green leaf ring, and Finn a blank white book, ready to be written by his own story. Lila woke at the forest's edge, as if it had all been a dream, but the ring was still on her finger, and something in her had changed. Lila still loved silence, but now, when someone called her name, she looked up and smiled. She still painted forests, but now she added tiny fairies, coiled bridges, and mirror pools. One day a small child came to her. Can you teach me how to hear trees talk? Lila laughed softly and nodded. You have to believe first. The wind stirred her hair, and from deep in the woods a bell rang once again. The end, or perhaps the beginning.